Hello everyone, and welcome back. So this is going to be another quick tutorial, just covering the basics of how to create working stairs. The TLDR is that it's basically just a flag and a material that you have to use. So I'm going to be assuming that you know how to create a model and you know what embedding collision is, or just generally what collision is, that you have CodeWalker installed, the latest version obviously from their Discord, not GTA 5 mods, that you have GIMS Evo and OpenIV. So I'm just going to kind of assume that you have all of these things already working, because this is just going to be covering the stairs part. So I have these two models here already created. If you don't have models to work on, you can use the stairs models in 3ds Max to kind of work with or play with, just make sure you have the correct size. So I'm just going to start with my normal looking stairs here for this first part. I'm going to be doing both stairs, so I'm just starting with this one. So this is a model that I already have created. I already have the model container created. Again, if you don't know how this works, I have previous tutorials covering this. So I am just gonna select my model. I'm gonna clone it just to get the shape of this one-to-one for the collision. So I'm gonna name this OX1. Gonna go into GIMS Evo. Gonna create object, go to collision, and then create a composite. Just click anywhere on the scene. It's gonna create it on the 0, 0, 0, 0. I'm gonna select our model and apply the mesh modifier as well. There we go. So the composite is gonna be at the top here. So we're gonna drag this into our model container. I'm gonna rename it to the same thing as our model. Then we're gonna drag the OX1 into our composite, our collision composite. The way you can see that is that you can see it's composite, call composite. So we're going to select our model, and we're going to have the mesh modifier applied. So in collision mesh, we're going to do 0, 2. Then we're going to have map animal, map cover, map dynamic, map stairs, map vehicle, map weapon. Keep in mind that map stairs is not the usual thing we apply. So that's made. Now we're going to create our material, which is where the magic happens. So we're going to do the usual and create a multi-sub object. I'm going to delete everything but 2, which is going to be material and stairs. I'm going to apply our GIMS V material. I'm going to just make this hard concrete. And then for the second one, this is just going to stay on default, but we're going to enable the one called stairs in the flags section. And then we're going to go back and we're going to apply this to our stairs. We're going to select everything, so Control A, and then we're going to make sure everything is set to ID 1. So we want the stairs themselves to have a material, which is in this case our material 1. But we also going to create a model, or a piece of a model that is kind of on top of the stairs. So I'm just gonna, you can create a new plane and put that on top, or you can do it like the same as I do and just kind of take a piece of the model and copy that. And then we're gonna go to left view, and we're gonna have our snapping tool with enable access constraints. Snap that to the top of the stairs and to the bottom of the stairs, like so. And we're gonna select our model, or this piece of the model once again, and we're gonna set that to ID number 2. So we are in theory already done. What we have done is that we have created our model as per usual, we have created our collision as per usual, but we have applied this stairs flag collision on top of the stairs. This is gonna tell the game that, hey, these stairs are stairs, so you have to go into stair mode, quote unquote. Whatever you want to call it. So in theory, we're actually done with the stairs. Now you just export, put it into the game, and your stairs are going to work. So if you know how all these things work, you can kind of stop here if you want to see me adding this to the game, then you can keep watching. So I'm just gonna hide this for now, since we're done with this one. Gonna take our second model here and kind of do the same. So we're gonna clone it, do OX1, apply mesh modifier to it, create our composite, take our composite into the second one, rename the composite, take our OX1, drag that in, 02, map animal, map cover, map dynamic, map stairs, vehicle, weapon, like so. And then I'm actually just going to convert this to an editable mesh, because it should have been that from the start. Labs 2. Then we are going to apply our material. We can just use the same one we used on the other one. So like so. I'm going to select everything, make sure everything is set to ID number 1. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to apply an edit poly modifier. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to work on this piece of, like, I want to work on this model with a editable poly instead of an editable mesh. It gives me a few more controls that I don't have as a mesh modifier has. So I'm going to select the polygon, and then I'm going to select everything here, the top of the stairs all the way down. The reason I'm doing that is because I want to just clone these, the top of the stairs, so I have the same shape as the stairs already. Actually, I don't want the top of these, but, so there we go. And then I'm gonna clone this element. Now what I want to do is, whoops, not that. I want to select the edges. And the reason I'm doing this, you're gonna see in a second, is because I want to use the shape that I already have and just kind of make the ledge, or the angle. There we go. The angle of the stairs, just like we did with the other one. So what I can do is I can grab one of the corners here, and then I can just kind of snap it down. Now you can see we have this perfect shape that fits the stairs. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold Control, and then I'm gonna go to Element. What it does is that everything I already have selected is gonna get selected in element mode as well. Then I'm gonna just move everything down, so fits the stairs like so. I'm gonna go to vertex mode. Actually, I'm gonna move this up a little bit in vertex mode, and then I'm gonna just make sure I have everything welded together. Up here. Go, and then I'm gonna move it back down. Then I'm gonna select it, and I'm gonna set this to ID number 2. So now you can see we have the same basic idea on both of these stairs, that you have this material on top of the stairs telling the game that, hey, this is stairs, go into stairs mode. All right, so these are pretty much done. So what we're going to do is we're just going to export our stairs, obviously. I have my dev folder here. I'm going to export to that one. And then we're going to create our ytype. Something to keep in mind is, for me, I just remembered that I don't have these created as, like, they don't have any actual materials, so I'm just going to go to Tools and convert material to game type for both of them. And then I'm going to just quickly export again. Again, that's my fault, because I created these models using the 3ds Max model creator. So there we go. So in OpenIV here, we're going to create a new folder and call this stairs. And then I'm gonna find my exports, which is gonna be in OpenIV, models, dev, and then we have our two models here. As you can see, they don't have any materials applied because I'm gonna be using a texture dictionary that already has this this texture in it. So we are gonna go to our GTA map scripts, or the map script helper. As per usual, I have links in the description. Go to ytype. I'm gonna select the model itself. In texture dictionary, I'm gonna reference the texture dictionary I have here. Texture dictionary, clip, doesn't matter. For physical or physics dictionary, for now, I'm just gonna call this rename. And then I'm gonna add the archetype. I'm gonna go to the second set of stairs here and do the same thing. And then I'm gonna export the XML and save. So I'm gonna go to my desktop, which is where I saved this XML file, and drag that into OpenIV. Just gonna rename it to stairs and go to edit. Check if everything is alright. So we in the physics dictionary we call this for rename. What you want to do is you just want to take the name of the stairs and put that in there instead. That's gonna define that, hey, we're using an embedded text, or we're using an embedded collision. So we're just gonna save that. Now we have our ytype and our models. So obviously we just need to place these in CodeWalker. So I'm gonna fire up CodeWalker. Make sure you have DLC and mods enabled, as per usual. Also, how to create a DLC folder is also covered in one of my other tutorials. So you should know all of these things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open one of my previous projects. I have like a dev platform where I like to work on things, just to have it out of the way. So up here, I'm just gonna add it to my existing YMap. Gonna go to YMap, new entity, and then I'm gonna go for stairs. There we go. And then stairs 2. Then we're just gonna move these. I'm gonna move them over here, just so they can be used in a somewhat decent fashion, like so. Up. Then for the normal stairs, I'm just up against the wall as well. So, but I'm also gonna create like this. So we're gonna go back to my YMap. Click on calculate all flags, calculate extends, enable the LOD just because. We're also going to create a manifest. Make sure we have our dev, like the stairs ytype in here, our dev platform, which is in my case the one I use. Save that in my resource. Save that YMap. And obviously we want to make sure that we have all the files in the resources, or in the resource. So in my case, it's in here. So I'm just going to take these 3 files, drop them in there. So now we have the manifest, we have the Y map with the stairs in them, we have the stairs ytype, and we have the two models. So we can save this, and then we can go and run our server. Obviously, if you create a new resource, make sure you have the resource set up as a resource, fxmanifest, the stream folder, you add it to your resource config file, all these normal things. In this case, I'm just using a resource that I had previously. Oof, my PC is so slow. Gonna close this down while we wait for FiveM. Actually, no mind. But in the meantime, I can use this small break to thank my Patreons. I appreciate that you guys want to support me, and also everyone watching my tutorials and leaving positive feedback, or even negative feedback. Like, feedback is feedback, and I can take it or leave it. So I really appreciate everyone. Any day now, FiveM. There we go. Alright, so if everything works, we should have 2 sets of stairs. There we go. Don't mind the texture, don't really have any maps, I think, which is what's causing it. So if I walk on these, you can see that he kind of does this I know, stair animation. Usually, if you don't have this, he's gonna walk this weird way and get caught on the ledges. You can see that there's no issues here. Same if I take these floating stairs. And you can especially see it when he's walking down the stairs, like the way he walks down. So, and obviously we have our spiral staircase over here. So obviously there is, the animations are kind of, not hard-coded or anything, but they're made specifically for a specific size of stairs. So what you can use a reference down, or you can find a reference basically anywhere. In this case, you can go to like the airport. There's these stairs over here you can use as like a size reference. You can see the same thing when I walk up these stairs. Yeah, that's basically it. It's pretty straightforward. It's basically just a material and a flag, and then you're good to go. As per usual, I appreciate you being here, and I'll